Billin of Town Murph.
Top Billin villains.
Yo, Top Billin. I am still reeling on the job the Atlanta Falcons did in the draft. They absolutely destroyed it. And as a special request, I'm going to go ahead and do something on your man, Jalon Walker, who's one of my favorite players in the draft. I do not know how the Atlanta Falcons were able to get this dude with the 15th pick. He has top 5 talent, no doubt about that, just from versatility alone, and from a production standpoint, and from a usage standpoint, to where your man Jeff Ulbrich right now is talking about this. Now, check this out right here. On first and second down, I want especially Jalon to really have an opportunity to just master playing on the edge, because I think that there's something there that's really special. Give him an opportunity to just have one home initially and become as good as he can at that. Then from a third down perspective, we can get creative with him, and that'll be part of his superpower. Oh, shit. People done fucked up now, not getting this man. He's about to terrorize the league. Now, look, I won't be focusing too much on this aspect because Jeff Ulbrich said they're going to play him at edge, but he was my number 1 off-ball linebacker. Keep that in mind. This dude is a terror off ball, and he gets to use his sideline-to-sideline speed, his ability to, of course, diagnose, react, diagnose, stick, wrap, everything that you can think of. The guy is a complete off-ball linebacker, and he brings the thunder as well. It just so happens the Falcons have guys like Caden Ellis and Troy Anderson already at off-ball linebackers, so they're good there. When hell, they have Arnold Ebiketie, Leonard Floyd, Braylon Trice at edge as well. So and then they drafted James Pierce, right? If you haven't seen my James Pierce drawing, make sure you get over to that as well. I'll put that at the end if you haven't seen that. But stuff like this, man, off ball, watch this. Watch him mirror, right strike, bang. You saw that right there? Look at this short area burst, getting the head on the outside. Look at the patience. I always thought he's one of the most patient linebackers that you'll see. I love when they put him in spiral, right? He's damn good at that. You can see Nico here, the quarterback, right? Thinking he's going to get vert up the field. Look at who he encounters right there. Breaks down in space, head on the outside, but look at the thunder being brought. Bang, you see that right there? Boom. Turn his electricity off. Trip the breaker, right? Out here in Philly, right? The company's called Pico, right? I think down south, out there, you guys have Georgia Power, right? His Georgia Power was turned off right there. Look at that. Then he got kneed in the back of his dome piece for that right there. He's shaking the screen with that shit, right? This guy has an uncanny ability to hit, but he still wraps up with it too. Look at that. Not too many people bringing a thunder like that. That's that old school right there. Bang, fertilize that man, tripped his breaker, turn all of his electricity off right there, right? Pay your bills, son. And then boom, take a knee to the back of your dome as well. Now watch how he traverses this split zone. Of course, you're going to get that cross formation block there, an inside zone with that super narrow aiming point, trying to get it between the A-gap there. My man does exactly what the running back does. This is some special shit right here. Look at this. Look at this. Oh, they both fake and get back to the inside. And then look at that. Flat down the line of scrimmage. My man's doing the damn thing. I can't front, right? When I first saw that the Falcons drafted him, I was like, man, this dude's going to be playing off-ball. Y'all know I used to play off-ball linebacker. So, I was hella hyped up. Like, man, I want to see him play off-ball in the NFL and then rush the passer on third down. It reminds me a lot of Von Miller, who used to do a lot of that same shit at Texas A&M and then in his early days with the Denver Broncos as well. But him playing that edge, I can dig it as well. That's a premium position. You got him with the 15th pick, but look at that, right? They both fake to the outside, right? Look what he did, right? He got one defender shook out of his drawers right there, and then look, couldn't shake Jalon Walker, right? That's that instinct. That's that technique. You see him rapping and rolling, right? More of a sure tackler than a hitter, but he also brings the thunder. That's why it's unique to me when I see this dude. A lot of those guys that just hit, they'll just throw a shoulder into you. You might get the best of them, but with him, no sirree, bye. If this were back in the day and you didn't have to play as much sub packages, nickel and dime, and you could play like a 4-3 under scheme, the Atlanta Falcons would destroy it. They're going to destroy it anyway, but with a 4-3 under scheme, that would allow him to play off ball and still play edge in the interim. It's almost something like this, right? You see when they shift, he becomes a late ad. Then you still have your 4 down linemen, right, per se, right here with Michael Williams there and Shambliss out here. But you see it's still 4 men on the line of scrimmage, 3 men off ball, and he's that versatile where as an late ad, look what he could do. Look at that. Flat down the line of scrimmage, bang! Once again, making your boy Haynes King go down easier than a $2 hooker. Look at that. Add him in late, right? Let him crash down, right? Look at the power of this dude, right? To be able to kind of reestablish the line of scrimmage on the right tackle there and then disengage from him, and then he's flying, right? Like a bat out of hell. Look at that. Once again, on the outside, hands under the buttocks, right? No diddy. And then driving that bad boy. Then look at that right there. Set that man, fertilize them. True Green Kenlon's finest right there. Boom. Come on, man. I don't know. Hey, I'm good with the edge shit, but I would have loved to see this man play off-ball linebacker and get a chance to just do his thing out there. Now, look, sky's the limit for him as an edge player. Keeping it a stack, I still think he's very raw at edge. His best position is off ball, but I think he's going to be a superstar at edge as well. He's just going to beat you right now with sheer athleticism. He doesn't really have he can always dig a blue collar sack like that. This is actually a very good rep by the tackle, right? He's getting out over it. You can tell by his path taken right here. Like he's just figuring it out on the fly. Look at that. He's out, he's in, then he tries to center up, but he's not coming with a lot of authority on this one, right? It's like he got caught in between moves. Maybe he was trying to miss the chip here, right? Maybe he saw the chip and then that kind of flustered him a little bit. So he kind of avoids that, right? He avoids that little chicken wing elbow there. But then he's kind of out of sorts right here. But the power, you can tell, even with being out of sorts, he's able to kind of redirect the tackle. Look at him, right? He pushed his ass back, you know what I'm saying, damn near to the concession stand. Look at that. He made him have to kind of reset, but he did a good job of resetting. Now they're back to square one with it, right? So now they're just battling, and he just continues to work, right? You can say the tackle may have actually won this rep there, but your man Quinn Ewers was flushed, and they were doing a good job on the other side as well. So he's able to stay with it, clip him up. Great rep, man. Great rep. The outcome is the outcome there. So definitely going to put that on the blue. Still able to get that pass out. That's crazy. But right here, all right, sell, no tell. He originally looks like he's going to run the arc with it there, and then kind of widens it out to then dip that shoulder. If you can see right here, he barely can get a hand on his shoulder. Look at that. All right, he's looking at the back of his number. When you're looking at the back of your number, you know what that is right there. You're getting that insurance information right there for your quarterback. He's getting that license plate number. Damn. Yeah, that was real clean right there. I like that one. That's a really good rep there, right? It's still a basic athletic rep, but it shows a plan at the very least, right? He's just really going from instincts, right? Just natural feel rushing the passer there. Same scenario here. Not really what move that was. It wasn't a bull rush. It didn't look like he was trying to run the arc. But once again, you get the chip. They're giving him so much respect, right? He's getting chipped a lot. Outside in on him. Then really get that right there. Kind of shove him back. And then, of course, Quinn Ewers getting flushed again. And then he's able to reestablish himself right there. Oh! Bang! Some Ewers didn't go down that easy, right? He wasn't really he was a high-priced call girl with that right there. What going on? Okay, the middle collapse right here. Oh, shit. Bang, right there. Running back took a cold one to the chops right there. So that got him flush, and then he's able to kind of reset himself and get back into play right there. So, like I said before, winning with athleticism, they're going to teach him moves and establish a set list. It's going to be scary. Yo, he's so good at being a spy, the Falcons have to use that to their advantage, man. Archer, man, had to pull the ripcord, right? He pulled a ripcord on that bad boy, right? He was flat out scared. Pulled a ripcord. It might have been a penalty. But look at this, right? He's shading to one side and still has enough juice to where he's going to be able to. Archman's a pretty good athlete in his own right there. Jackson, Lamar Jackson, Jalen Hurts, all these guys there. If they could play that boxing one defense on certain occasions and have him spy, Falcons would be hell on wells. Once again, in the spy routine, McMahon joined at the end too. Look, right, having that man right on one side there, it's almost like because they didn't rush this side, right? So having a if you see it what they're trying to do, that is a good plan right there to keep someone boxed in. Right, just in case he was trying to come this way, so then he could shade this way and then still be able to use that closing speed there, right? The closer. Called Jalen Walker the closer, like Kara Sedgwick. Oh, my God, ran him down. Yo, man.
I'm done. Oh, my God. Oh, my God. Fucking done. I'm done. Are you kidding me? I'm done.
Yo, that's exactly how Jalen Walker is going to do Baker Mayfield multiple times. Listen, great pick by the Atlanta Falcons. Great draft by the Atlanta Falcons. They absolutely did the damn thing. I'd have to expect they are going to give Tampa Bay a serious run for their money. I would probably install them as the possible. I would just go ahead and install them as the favorites, man, for the NFC South. We'll see how it shakes out, though. But much love to everybody out there. Thanks for tapping in. Big salute to all my top Billin villains. If this video has to be cut up, it can be found at patreon.com/topbillin. They content ID pull these joints, and I have to chop them up. You want to see the full unedited versions? That will be at patreon.com/topbillin. Big salutes.
Top Billin of Town Murph.
Top Billin.